Hello everyone, welcome to another Friday meetup on behalf of the Young Rainwater Champions. I welcome all of you to today's
Tanushi?
yeah, hello, am I audible?
No,
Am
you
I
are
am I
now you are
audible?
audible. You are
Right.
audible now. Yes.
Okay, right. Sorry about it. Some technical glitches, I think, due to some problems in my laptop. Uh,
Tanushi, I can't hear you again.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Okay. Now we can hear you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, just to all of you who are joining, uh, those those of you who are joining for the first time, Young Rainwater Champions was started in 2022 by SARNET in order to provide a space and a platform for youth to share and exchange knowledge on rainwater harvesting. As you can see, uh, this is what we set out to do. And like these are some of our, like if I go over our some of the key milestones, achievements in our journey since 2022 till now, 4 years. We have completed 4 years by June. So uh, we have drawn together young professionals from South Asia, South and East Asia, and Africa, and from other parts of the globe. From 17 countries, we have also been able to have knowledge sharing events, webinars with the participation of young rainwater champions. And we also have produce videos on key international days to highlight the importance of rainwater harvesting, and also some interesting events to encourage participation, and also bring awareness on aspects such as GIS and rainwater harvesting. And we have been able to develop a manual on rainwater harvesting and conduct training on water literacy and water conservation, both online and in person. So, like those are some of the key highlights in our journey. And we do have our governance structure, as you can see. So we had steering committee appointed from 2022 to 2025. And so now the new steering committee in 2025 to 2028 is, as you can see, Soni Pun, Mr. MD Fahad Rabid, Mr. Vijay Raj Shishodhya, Mr. Salahuddin Saifi, Mr. Andy Allegre, and Mr. Jean Bosco. Our steering committee members who are giving inspiration, direction, and carrying out the activities of the network. And as you can see, these are looking ahead. These are some of our plans. We want to strengthen the internal structure and enhance knowledge sharing and innovation, and also amplify our impact through communication materials, having webinars through knowledge sharing, and to have more formality in the structure, uh, and also expand to have more members drawn from all the regions with equal active participation, to widen our training and capacity building to promote rainwater harvesting, um, and to bring in new partnerships to increase the voice, amplify the voice and votes for rainwater harvesting, and also increase community engagement. So if you are not a young rainwater champion, uh, we would say age is not age is not a problem. It is the how young your inspiration and your motivation will determine whether you qualify to become a young rainwater champion. So if you are not a young rainwater champion, we encourage you to become a member. So that's in very short about young, about who we are. And so today, to take over the rest of the proceedings, I invite the president of Young Rainwater Champions, Miss Soni Pun, who has given leadership and inspiration, and given like she has also is a project officer of Kanchan, Nepal, and also she's part of the IWA committee, and she has contributed widely to many rainwater harvesting, promotion, knowledge sharing activities, not only of SARNET and Young Rainwater Champions, but across the globe as well. So over to you, Soni, to introduce the today's webinar topic, and our guest speaker, Ms. Shahuda, to introduce Ms. Shahudanvar as well. Over to you, Soni.
Thank you, Dhanushi. So I would like to welcome you all on today's webinar, YRC Friday Meetup webinar on assessment of the reuse potential of rainwater harvesting in a water extensive textile industry. So today we have our speaker, Sahuda Anwar, who is a water supply design engineer in Punjab Rural Municipal Services Company in Pakistan. Let me just share you my screen. Sorry. So today we in today's webinar, we will discover like how rainwater can be a reliable source to reduce groundwater dependency in the especially in textile industry, so that we support more sustainable water use. Sorry, Dhanushi, I thought you will be introducing Sauda, but it was in my responsibility, but I could not prepare an extra slide. Uh, so Sahuda is also like a PhD scholar from Punjab University, Lahore, and she has completed her MSc and BSc degree in environmental engineering from University of Engineering and Technology, Lahore. As I mentioned already, she is currently working as a water supply design engineer in Punjab Rural and Municipal Services Company. She has worked on rainwater harvesting project development and implemented rainwater harvesting in Lahore and Faisalabad to enhance water resource management. And she has also worked on waste water treatment solutions and water conservation strategy, as well as designing stormwater storage tanks in Pakistan. So. I will not go further in her study. It will be Sahuda who will be presenting us how rainwater can be used in the textile industry. So, with that, I would like to give the floor to Sahuda Anwar. Sahuda, are you able to share your screen?
Hello everyone, can you hear me clearly so that I could
Yes.
start?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
Sahuda.
Shraddha. Yes.
Okay. Is my screen visible now?
Yes, yes, Sahuda.
Okay. Hello everyone. As Sony has already introduced me, so I'll skip the introduction part where I want to introduce my title of my research, and I'll move towards the next slide, and I'll start that in today's session. I will take you through a simple journey from water stress to the practical rainwater reuse. First, I will explain why this topic matters, especially in a city like Lahore where groundwater is under pressure. Second, I will discuss the research approach, including sampling, water quality testing, and dyeing experiments that I have done and conducted in my whole research. Third, I will present the main findings related to the rainwater quality and color differences, which is related to the textile industry, the fastness performance values, and KYS. I'll just give you a go through. It is kind of a technical feasibility study, whether rainwater, mostly when we talk about the rainwater harvesting or rainwater reuse, we talk about that we are going to recharge our groundwater system, but not groundwater system, just a storing of water and reusing it. So whilst selecting my PhD topic, it is one of my objective to check the technical feasibility of the rainwater reuse. I have two more objectives, and that is I'm also working on the papers on that topic as well. That how much in the last 10 years rainfall has been recorded in the monsoon area. In Lahore, we have the monsoon period from June to August. Sometimes it prolonged to the September as well. In 3 to 4 months, we had very intense rain in Lahore. And in the last 10-year data that I have collected from the Water and Sanitation Agency, Lahore, and while I was working in the past, as Sony has explained, that I have worked on the stormwater management practices in Lahore and in Faisalabad, where we had the intense rainfalls. So what we have done in the past on the government level, because I was working in a government agency, so what they have came with the solution, because whenever there is a rainfall event, an intense rainfall event, mostly low lying area of Lahore, there was a water ponding of 3 to 4 feet in some major roads of the Lahore, and the traffic issue was there. So what they have proposed, and what I was the part of that study, what we have done, we have in the Lawrence Garden, Lahore, we have proposed a 1 million gallons per day capacity of the rainwater tank, so that when the rainfall for the 2 or 3 hours, that event of intense water intense occurs, so that water through proper storm water drains that was collected in that tank. And at that time it was just a rainwater holding tank to avoid the drainage water. It was not that we will be using it for the groundwater recharge, etc. But now it has some extensions as well. But at that time, it was just for the storing the water. So that is also, while doing my study, there was four objective. One of them was the rainfall event, calculation of the rainfall values in the last 10 years, how much rainfall has been recorded on our Wasa's rainwater gauge and Punjab Meteorological Department rainwater gauge. So I have collected that. Um, can you please turn off your okay. So in the last 10 years, data from that 10-year data, I have tried to calculate that how much rainwater potential is there for the Lahore city. That was a separate kind of, you can say a separate objective of my study. First, I have checked the technical feasibility of this rainwater reuse in the textile industry, and then I have moved forward. As I will further proceed in my presentation, I will explain further. So, moving forward, I will start why this topic matter, why the textile industry I have chosen for this topic. Textile industry requires is the one of the most water intensive industry. A large amount of water is used in bleaching, dyeing, rinsing, washing, and finishing. These process requires water not in large quantity but also with the suitable quality, because whenever we are dyeing a fabric, dyeing a fabric and we are use washing it and finishing, we need a quality water. In Lahore and many industrial cities of Pakistan, textile industry depends mainly on groundwater. If we talk about the Punjab, not mostly, all over the Punjab, we don't have surface water resource. Whatever water we are extracting today for drinking purpose, for industrial purpose, for every purpose, we are extracting from our groundwater. Yes, there are some projects in pipeline where we are going to reuse, or we are going to use the surface water. First, we will install the surface water, but that's you can say the reality that we are heavily dependent on the groundwater. So, continuous groundwater extraction, two problems. First, groundwater levels decline. In Lahore, now we are extracting water from the 600 to 700 feet, and that extraction and the declining ground levels that are become, and it is not only the issue that the water levels are declining, the other issue is that the quality became unacceptable due to the hardness, salinity, and undissolved minerals. This is where innovation is needed. Instead of depending only on groundwater, industry can explore local and climate friendly water source. That was the main theme. So rainwater harvesting is one of such options, and the main idea was that the rainwater harvesting for the rainwater harvesting, industrial rooftops and paved areas can work as the practical catchment surfaces for collecting rainwater. The simple idea is collect rainwater, remove first fresh contamination, test its quality, and then check whether it can perform well in textile industry or not. Now, moving towards starting my research, first I have identify a gap. Mostly, as you can say that I have worked in the wastewater treatment solutions as well, but mostly on the municipal wastewater solutions. While studying the literature and checking the example, mostly if we talk about the water reuse practice, or you can say water conservation strategy, it was mostly linked with that the treating wastewater after pollution occurs. Mostly we said that the okay, pollution occurred, we treat that water, but it is there are some studies where that treated water again put in the used in that process, but it is only in studies. But if we talk about the practical solution, there was never that. Mostly wastewater is treated by different low cost methods. Studies were and research was documented, and there is no solution. Mostly that same water is disposed of in the nearby rivers and all that. So my research, the gap I have identified is that can freshly harvested soon rainwater directly spot cotton or the fabric reactive dyeing and washing. So the main study aim was to compare rainwater water quality with the present groundwater in the for the and check whether the rainwater quality is enough and fulfill the rainwater textile requirement. The research also tested dyeing and washing performance on cotton fabrics and evaluated color difference, color strength, and fasteners acceptability. In textile industry, color difference, color strength, and fastener acceptability, they are the three commercially acceptable benchmark. If your fabric is fulfilling that benchmark, then the innovation or the solution you are proposing is okay. So it is not that the rainwater is stored. It is tested as a process water input. This is important because textile industry cannot adopt any alternative water resources. You cannot say that why not textile industry can have the water resource like from the surface, etc., or they why can't they use the treated wastewater, because they need a quality water. So my technical feasibility is related to whether the rainwater that we get in the monsoon is technically feasible to be reused in the textile industry. That was my study area. I'll just quickly go through it. As see, I'm living in Lahore, and in Lahore there are textile industries, and there are two designated industrial zones, which is the Qaid Azam industrial zone and the Sundar industrial zone. There are some, you can say, scattered in and unidentified or unplanned industrial zone, but these two are the properly designed and properly planned industrial zone. So I collected the monsoon rainwater that I've collected in 2023 and 24, and definitely after first flush control, because that first flush, it has you can say, 10 minutes after, in the 10 minutes of the rainwater, collected that water. First flush means initial water that washes dust, dirt, and other particles from the surface. This portion is usually not suitable for the direct storage or the reuse. So after collection, sorry, after collection, the sample was tested in laboratories and using standard APHA methods. And why this mattered, the quality of collected rainwater was tested before it using the dyeing experiment. So I will share, this is the average value in the 2023 rainwater and of the quality parameters values of the 2023 and 2024 with my groundwater. As you can see that La Lahore groundwater, it has high in the TDS and conductivity. It is around 50. It's not very hard, but as the groundwater quality, the sample from where I collected, where the groundwater level was present at around 600 to 700 feet. So that's why the hardness is around 50 to 60, and sulfate contents. So you can see the red one, if I can show through the, okay. So the red one are my groundwater values and the blue one are the monsoon rainwater. So the monsoon rainwater after the first flush, it all almost 16 samples were collected, and all of them, the average value suggests that is it is very, very favorable for the textile dyeing process. So then next I have conducted experimental design, because I have to compare whether I can use and whether I can, through my scientific points and findings, I can share whether it is rainwater is suitable or not. So I have one standard batch in which I have used groundwater in the dyeing process and groundwater in a washing process. And next batch, I have used in the dyeing process where I was fixing a color on my fabric, or if I was doing the dyeing, I have use monsoon rainwater, and in the washing process I have used the groundwater, and in the batch 2 I have used both monsoon rainwater. So while floating my results, you will see that which one performed really well, which batch performed really well. And three primary colors, yellow, blue, red, uh, I have used, because these are the primary colors with the shade depths 1, 3, and 5. 1 means lighter shade of red, 3 means mid, and 5 means dark shade of red. And the basic logic behind that is compare rainwater dyed batch against groundwater dyed samples. Just to go through that, what I have done, and just to let you know that how in the textile industry, because I have visited one textile industry before performing this study, that how the fabric coloring, fabric dyeing was performed. In the first picture, it is a isotherm, both are the isotherm pictures. In while doing performing the dyeing, what they have in the textile, what they have do, and what I explained that what I have done in my laboratory, where there was a whole setup was there. I have used 10 gram of the fabric. For 10 gram of the fabric, you need 100 ml of water for um, one step, for first step. So when you are performing a dyeing, you need 100 ml of water for 10 grams of fabric. And if you go through the literature, for 1 kg of fabric that is produced, and if you are wearing a t-shirt and any jeans that is weighing 1 kg, it's mean that 1 kg fabric used 100 liters of water in during its production, its dyeing process, its finishing, etc. Also, in 100 liters of water, we are wasting for 1 kg of the fabric. So in dyeing process, for the 10 grams, I need 100 ml of water. First, we will increase the temperature of that. In that process, we will increase the dyeing process, mostly take 30 minutes, in which we add the color, the dye color, plus we add the soda and salt in that process. And after that, we have the whole washing process. In each process, we need 100 ml of water in cold ring, acidic rain, warm wash, hot wash, soaping. Like washing, dyeing is 30 minutes, and then in the next 30 minutes, for each step requires 100 ml of water. So around, while performing this experiment for 10 gram of the fabric, I need 1 liter of the water that was used so that we get the final product. So these are just visuals during our during our experimentation, that these are the, you can say, visuals that I have taken for how 1%, 3%, how 1%, 3%, and 5% of shades looks. Then I immerse the fabric in the dye bath. After the dye bath, the post water rinse, the color that is for the red color, same is has been done for the blue and yellow. These were the experiment setup and instrumentation. There was a dyeing machine, and for the color evaluation, for water fastness and the color fastness, I have went to an industry, and I have used their instruments for checking whether the color fastness and the color shade depths and the color strength is that okay for the ground while doing a dyeing with the groundwater and the rainwater. These slides present one of the strongest finding of the study. The color difference value remained within the commercial tolerance. DECMC value, which is used to check shade difference between standard groundwater dyed samples and the rainwater dyed batches. In textile quality control, DECMC value within acceptable limits means that the shade difference is not commercially problematic. This result shows that the rainwater dyed samples were visually and commercially acceptable. Yellow, blue, and red all showed acceptable shade matching across testing shade depths. This innovation message is that rainwater reuse did not compromise the most sensitive part of textile dyeing, color quality. This is important because even small color variation can lead to the rejection in textile production. So I have taken doing the dyeing on 3 of my batches. I have checked the DECMC value, which is very important. And then next, I have checked the color strength that the color strength remain consistent or not. The slide explains the K by S curve results. K by S curve values represent the color strength and dye buildup on fabric. These results shows that the rainwater did not disrupt the dye absorption. In several cases, as you can see in my graphs, the rainwater was used for both dyeing and washing, shows strong dye buildup, especially at lower shades. So why I have to compare the shades and the dye buildup. Higher shades, especially for blue and red, the result shows very close. You can say that the same results of the groundwater. The simply explanation is that in and also comparing these results, I came to conclusion that the rainwater performed well as a dyeing water resource as compared to my groundwater resource. It has lower mineral content as well. So lower mineral content may support stable dyeing interaction with fabrics. And from that perspective, this means rainwater reuse not only about reducing water consumption, it may also process performance when properly managed. The next one, while talking about this, the fastness performance. So The fastness testing is essential in quality assessment. It checks whether the dye remains stable during washing, rubbing, and reuse. The results were also very unfavorable and very in a feasible range. And they most of the cases rating was acceptable, good, yellow, blue, red. They all shows that the ratings are very good. And this finding is very important because fabric quality is not judged by, you can say, visual or the depth, shade, color shading, etc. This innovation message is that the rainwater dyed fabric was not only visually acceptable, it also performed well in the durability related test as well. This is the technical reported laboratory documentation which I have done in the industry. This report shows washing fastness and crocking fastness. These results provide a practical evidence that the dyed samples were tested after the experiment process, and it shows that the research did not depend only on the assumption or appearance that I didn't see. Okay, I didn't do that. That this is the color of groundwater dyed sample and this is the rainwater dyed sample, so this is okay, both colors are matching. I have also checked the fastness, color fastness, color buildup, color shade depths, and documented all the my findings in the laboratory as well. So rainwater, uh, 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 after all my finding, concluding the feasibility of my study, I came across that definitely rainwater can become a partial industrial management, you can say, resource through a simple model. Harvest that rainwater, test it, reuse it, and reduce your feasibility. Reduce your dependency on groundwater. First, rainwater can be collected from industrial rooftops and catchment because mostly textile industries in Lahore and in Faisalabad, they are of the large areas and their rooftops and catchment, they can become a very good potential source of catching the rainwater. Second, its quality must be tested while reusing it, proposing it, its quality must be tested. It can be used in a suitable textile process. Finally, this can reduce pressure on the groundwater. Definitely, it cannot completely replace the whole groundwater dependency because we have the, as I explained earlier, that we had the monsoon season from June to September. So in that 3 to 4 months, yes, we can store that water, and with proper management and proper SCADA system or some automated tool, we can integrate that water in our process for in these months, so that the pressure on the groundwater should be reduced. So the strongest position is not to claim that the rainwater will replace the groundwater completely throughout the year. A realistic message is that rainwater can be a reliable supplementary or the secondary source, especially during and after the monsoon periods. This innovation practice, or you can say perspective, is that development of quality control rainwater reuse system for the industry. In future, this system can include roof top collection, first flush diversion, filtration, storage, quality sensor, and process reuse planning as well. After this was the one of my objective of my study, that I have checked the reuse potential of this and the check the technical feasibility. The next objective, and the paper is also in process, and inshallah, well, it will be published. I will share the paper with Dhanushi and the and YRC network as well. With you guys as well. It was about that using the satellite data and also the rainwater data, rainfall data that has been with me from the last 10 years, the data of 10 years, that if we categorize our industries like textile industry as medium, large, or small industries, and calculate their rooftop areas and propose a solution, so that in the future, when government is taking some kind of the initiative, that this study could be used, where we can guide the industries that if you have the rooftop area of 5,000 meter cube, or sorry, meter square, or the 5,000 feet square, etc. So your rooftop has the potential to store water for 30 days and 40 days, and this in these 30 to 40 days you can you reuse this rainwater in your process, and the in that 30 to 40 days the stress on the groundwater will be less, in the whole city, because you are not extracting that water from the ground at that time and you are reusing it, and it is perfectly fine to reuse that rainwater because it does not compromise your fabric quality, your fabric color, shade depth, which I have told you that very important part of the textile industry. So the paper that I am working currently, in that I have used the Google Earth engine, where I put my rainfall data, and through building footprints of Lahore and satellite data imagery, I have first I have calculated that if whole Lahore rooftops, we can convert whole Lahore rooftop into their roofs as a catchment for the rainwater collection, and all the rainwater is collected. Definitely not 100% rainwater can be collected. This was the assumption. If 80 to 70% during the monsoon, we have a separate collection system, then 70 days of Lahore population water consumption needs could be met. So that is also one of my study objective, to calculate the Lahore city, and then the other one is propose that what is the suitable size or how much rainwater industry can use reuse their water if they have the rooftop area of this much. So that is after checking the technical feasibility, I have worked on that aspect as well. And definitely I will when this whole paper was ready, and hopefully it will also get published, I will share the findings with you, so and how it can be proposed for the next government initiative as well. So concluding it, the study shows, the whole study that I have discussed previously shows that the harvesting rainwater can support sustainable textile processing when both water quality and fabric performance are verified. There are main three take home points. First, rainwater had lower mineral content. The quality is better for the Lahore case, is better for the Lahore. Rainwater quality was better for groundwater. Second, color quality and the K by S value, which is the strengthening value, cobalt values, and fastness values, were commercially acceptable. And the third is washing and crocking fastness remains strong, so that we can rest assured that our fabric it will not have color fading after some rubbing and washing multiple times. So, concluding it, the broader message is that rainwater should not be treated only as a runoff, but it can be treated as an alternative water resource with proper collection, testing, and management. And it can become reliable water sources for water intensive industries as well. This means it is not only that harvesting a rainwater is very important. The real message is that validating rainwater as a quality control process water for textile production. And so summarizing all, so that is what my all findings that I want to share with you. And I am open for questions if you want to have any question, and if you want to add something, so I will be very happy to answer. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Sagda. Any questions from our participants today? If you have any questions, then you can please raise your hand. You can turn on your mic and video if you want to ask Sagda any questions.
Or any participant that has
Yeah.
question, or if you got any question from your live stream participant, you can share it with me, so I will have them to improve my research and writing my thesis as well. It will be very beneficial for me as well.
Sony, there's a raised hand from
Yes,
Mr. Gadesi.
from Mr. Jahir Gardezi. Hello, Mr. Zahir. If you have a question, then you can
Hello,
directly ask.
everyone. Thank you,
Hello.
Tony, and thank you, Jalashi. I was listening to Ms. Shauda. It was excellent presentation and excellent work by her. Just one question, that what kind of hurdle you see, that why textile engineering, textile industry, or any individuals, they are not practicing rainwater harvesting? No doubt, now in Pakistan, almost every development authorities and the WASAs, almost all concerning departments and institutions are adopting rainwater harvesting. And last year, the government of Pakistan has approved the green building codes and rainwater harvesting codes as well. So, as a young researcher, what did you find that why we have been reluctant? As you said that it is a supplementary solution, perhaps this is one of the reasons that they want
Exactly.
a complete solution. This could be
Hmm.
one of the, but I would like to listen from you.
Okay, if I talk about the hurdle, you said that why it is not implementing. From in my point of view, it is relatively a new idea for the industrialist as well. If you talk
Yeah.
about the industrial point of view, as I have worked in the environment department previously as well, in that section I was dealing with the implementation of PEQS, which is Punjab Environmental Quality Standards, and that deals with the sections 16 of that, in which we have all the you can say all the industries need to install their wastewater treatment plants. So industries are still in Pakistan, especially in Faisalabad, if when I have conducted the whole study, industries are even reluctant to install their wastewater treatment plants. So uh, for them, the rainwater harvesting concept might be very, you can say, a new concept, or they might think, but definitely at government level more awareness should be raised, and they need to, and I think their first hurdle is that they need to understand that are we need to they need to understand that the rainwater is very important, and the water they are continuously extracting from the ground, someday it will be not enough for even for our drinking purposes. So currently, the first hurdle is that it is not a continuous water resource. Definitely for 2 to 3 months, why they will rely on that resource, and then they need to have extra section, I guess, extra department where that they have to hire the engineers or the person who will look after that in these 3 4 months the rainwater is integrated in that process, and the groundwater is not being used in these months. So they need to have the extra labor, skilled labor and manpower, and the whole section that will be looking on this perspective as well. And definitely, there are some industries, like I have visited US Apparel and Shafir as well. They are collecting the rainwater, but what they are doing, they are recharging their groundwater. For them, because they are saying that we are adopting some sustainable practices. So what they are doing, they are just collecting the rainwater and recharging. But no one is thinking that why can't we integrate that water in our process? Definitely, it will take some time. They need to understand that and yes, one more point that I have through when doing this research, I came across that in Pakistan, the textile industry, they are not paying, you can say they are not paying for the groundwater in a very you can say the tariff is not very high. When they need
Yeah.
to pay a tariff, which if they are extracting like thousands liter and they have to pay uh, 1,000 or 5,000 for that, then they will understand, yes, okay, this water is very important, and if we go, then they will go for the supplementary solution, like in as the case of the electricity, as they have to pay for the WAPDA unit, and the WAPDA unit cost very much. So they are now moving forward to the solar. I guess every industry is now why they are installing the solar. The same scenario should be adopted, and this is the main hurdle, that they are not paying, and they are not you can say getting the pain of or getting the burn of that. So I guess the first hurdle, and that can be easily removed if government pay more attention on the tariff. They should impose a tariff on this industry. But when you talk about this, so we came to know that we just get the answer that the economy, already Pakistan economy is this and that, you cannot put more tariffs on the textile industry and the owners as well. So actually, so the main hurdle is that they are reluctant due to the supplementary resource. They need to add the more section or the more labor or the more manpower or the persons. And the third one is that they are getting groundwater at a very cheaper and better cheaper rates, and continuously they are getting it. It is not that they are, because they have done the tube well boring in their industrial premises and they're getting it 24 hours. So why they will take a pain to install a rainwater harvesting? So with the proper steps, and yes, as you have mentioned, the green building codes, if they are implemented well, definitely in the future we will see, just like the solar panels and solar system installed in Pakistan, we will see the rainwater system harvesting system installed in industries and in some other areas as well.
Yeah. Um, this rainwater harvesting, it's a long story in Pakistan. After earthquake 2005, if you might have heard about this era rainwater harvesting project, this was the largest ever project. And we faced these kind of challenges at that time as well. And now I am happy that almost every these green building codes are there, and then housing societies, everyone is talking about this, and a holistic rainwater harvesting programs are being implemented, like in CDA, Islamabad, LDA, Lahore Development Authorities, and VASAs. It's not only rooftop rainwater harvesting, but okay, we have prepared the designs. So the overflow of the storage tank should be taken into the ground for recharging as well. So what I would suggest that whichever industry you are working, I think you can make a model of that very much premises for rest of the people, so that you can showcase your study. And this is the way forward, how we can move forward with the industrial areas, industrial sector as well. Thank you very much. It was excellent presentation and research.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jai and Sauda. Any other questions from our participants today? Else we will move with the questions from the registered participants. The first question was from Mr. Ahmed Jai. He's asking about the new technology of REH. I am not sure what REH means.
Yes,
Do you have any
yes,
idea?
also.
Sauda?
No, I guess if Mujibullah can guide me, what is REH stands for? If he is
I
in,
don't think he has joined
okay,
today.
he's in, okay.
Let's move on with another question from Mr. Gulam. What are quality risks for rainwater in industrial cities or area?
Okay, as far as I have understood his question, he wants to ask the quality of the rainwater. So in my presentation, I have explained that uh, in the first flush, when the rainwater started and the first flush, around 10 minutes, there are some dirt, some particles are there. And with the proper control of that first flush, if we control that first flush, like when rainwater has, in that we need some, you can say, automated system intervention as well. When we are have we have installed a rainwater tank or rainwater system on our rooftop and the rain came, so after 10 minutes of that rain, a pump should be attached in the bottom of that rainwater tank, so the first flush is flushed out in our drain system. It shouldn't be in that rainwater tank, so that the next rainwater stored should be of a good quality and it could remain for some days without compromising the quality of that rainwater. I guess he wants to have that kind of, wants to know the quality risk for the rainwater in industrial cities and areas. So the rainwater, the first flush is the quality, you can say it has some contaminations. But in Lahore, in my case of Lahore, after 10 minutes of that rain, the rainwater that I've collected, it is suitable in terms of my research of the, definitely if we go for the drink, if we talking about the drinking purpose, it might have some other contaminated contamination and we might need to go for the filtration or some other water cleaning technology, water cleaning or water filtration process. So that are the risks that might involve.
Okay. His concern could also be like acid rain because in a highly polluted
Yes,
industrial area,
yes,
that could be a risk as well. So
as
for
well.
that, further treatment could be required.
Okay,
Uh,
yes.
so next question is by Atik Malik. How
He
much potable water
yes.
reduction and effluent reduction? If you have already read the question, you can just answer. Yes, Savita.
Okay. 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 He asked about that. If we move towards the, I guess from his question, which I can understand, if Hatik was there, he might can explain further about what he wants to know as well. He wants to know that the portable water reduction and effluent reduction can textile units reasonably expect after implementing rainwater harvesting ban on your mic. Okay, as I explained earlier, that I'm currently working on that objective where I am using the building footprint data from satellite, and I am trying to check whether how much dependency or how much percentage of reduction in the groundwater extraction we can have. So for the whole city, as I have calculated that if we use the whole Lahore city rooftop areas, so we can have 75 days of you can say the alternative water resource. So currently the thing I guess he wants to ask that the how much chip percentage in textile reduction, effluent reduction. I won't say effluent reduction because I'm not working on the wastewater treatment as well and the treating the effluent as well. So I couldn't calculate that percent, but yes, I can calculate that how much dependency they have reduced from that. And currently, I'm working on that study as well. So while the study will be completed and I will share my findings, so it will be answered that how much we can say that in not affluent but influent, how much influent percent reduction we can achieve during that monsoon season. And it will be based on that the if industrial size is medium, small or large. Definitely the large industries definitely they have the more roof catchment area, but definitely they will have the more production capacities as well. So currently that paper is about to, my findings are just about to finish. So when I will have that, so we can have that presentation or that session as well, then when that my research is completed, so I would be very in a good condition to, or in a good position to answer that question. And regarding that, did you quantify co-benefits such as reduce energy of water pumping, lower effluent treatment loads, and improve resilience to the supply interpretation? Definitely, the part my research aim was to check whether definitely for the 3 months, if we are not extracting the water from the ground, we are not pumping the water, so energy production will be reduced. And I cannot say that it will lower the effluent treatment load as well because production is same. So and I have not integrated the treatment part. If I had added the treatment part, so uh, I could uh, calculate the co-benefits of that, whether how much water pumping is this. But no, I didn't in my study I didn't quantify these co-benefits such as reduce energy. Yes, I could make it as a suggestion or the further studies for the next students. So that is very good question, but I can incorporate for my further suggestions.
Okay, thank you, Savda. And there's one more question from Divyanjali. Did you compare the cost of rainwater harvesting and groundwater use?
Okay, oh,
Drawn
that's
any
a
comparison?
okay, okay, okay. Yes, okay. Not for this study, but as I have told you that I was a part of the Lawrence Garden rainwater harvesting tank project. Not for this industrial purpose. I didn't calculate, but yes, this is a very good point, and I will add this in my study. So, in that for that project, we have for one MGD, we have around you can say allocated 300 millions of Pakistani rupees for 1 million gallons tank. So so we have constructed that 1 million gallon tank around 300 million. Basically, there was two tank, not one tank. One is the closed storage tank, and other one is the open tank. So I have so definitely that 300 million And we did some background calculation as well, that if we have the tube well and the tube well is continuously extracting that water, so in how much time we have done, but not for this industrial practice. I will add this point, and I can check that if for the 3 months industry is not extracting the groundwater. But as I have already told, that the in Pakistan, the groundwater tariff is very less. They are not paying for the water. So what they have to bear the cost is just operating the pump. If they have installed the tube well of 1 cubic, so it's mean that they need to have the 15 kilowatts of uh, pump. The pump energy would be like around 15 kilowatt or 25 kilowatt for 1 cubic of tube well. And frankly speaking, if they have solar system, so they are also not by installing that in solar system, they are not paying for that groundwater extraction cost as well. So definitely I have that calculations of my rainwater tank, so I will, while designing for the medium and large industries, I will add the cost part as well, and in that finding. So hopefully I have noted your question as well, and I will try to incorporate that as well and share the studies with Dhanushi and all of you in future, so that this could be answered as well.
Okay, thank you, Sauda. Any other questions? Else we have to maybe end this session.
Oh, yes.
Any further questions from our participants today? If not, then I would like to end the session, and I would like to thank Sauda for an insightful presentation today. And I'm sure we can like share further of your study through YRC network, or even like SARNET, even through SARNET webinars. So lastly, I would like to thank our participants as well for joining in and learning about the use of rainwater harvesting in textile industry. Any further questions you have, you can just quickly raise your hand and just ask Sauda any questions. Else, I'm going to end the session. Dhanushi, you
And
want to add
yeah,
any further?
yeah. Just want to thank all of you. And I must say how we met Shahuda at the last SARNET conference in Pakistan. And we should thank the Pakistan team for identifying all these young researchers just to take forward this learning and to promote rainwater harvesting. What I want to also say is that SARNET, young rainwater harvesting, has been fertilizing, cross-fertilizing, cross-pollinating by linking up the youth and the senior experts. And I think we have it gives more hope for future. And Shahuda has also committed to work to more together with the Young Rainwater Champions team. Thank you, Shahuda, and thank you, Sony and the team and the steering committee members of YRC who joined, and the SARNET members. So we look forward to meeting all of you for another Friday meetup, and so many other events that YRC will be joining. Most probably YRC will be at the IWA event in September as well. And we look forward to all of you to collaborating with all of you. So thank you again. Have a pleasant weekend and a good weekend. Thank you,
Thank you,
Sony.
Dhanushi. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Have a
much.
nice weekend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, also we were on YouTube. So anybody who missed anything can also go back to SARNET YouTube for the recording.
It was a good presentation, Danishi.
Thank you, Dr. Jose.
Yeah, well done. Well done. All right.
Thank
Okay.
Bye.
We'll meet next week. Let's see.
Yeah. Yes.